it feels like everywhere you look online these days, you're bumping into AI, right?
Right.
And it's getting ridiculously good at sounding like a real person.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you try to leave a comment on a news article or scroll through social media, and honestly, it's getting tougher and tougher to know
Yeah.
if you're actually interacting with another human being.
Yeah, yeah.
Or,
A bot.
a bot.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
And that, I think, brings us to the core of what we're really digging into today.
Yeah.
Proof of personhood, or POP, and the whole idea of digital identity.
Yeah.
And what makes this deep dive, I think, especially relevant is how decentralized identity, or D,
Right.
is kind of becoming this really powerful way to connect these two concepts.
Yeah.
And we're going to be looking at all of this through the lens of ArcBlock,
Yes.
which is a platform that has actually built DD directly into its foundation.
Exactly.
So it gives us this really interesting real-world perspective.
Yes, absolutely.
So I think our goal today is pretty straightforward. We want to understand why proof of personhood
Right.
and digital identity matters so much, especially in this digital age that we live in.
Yeah. Yeah.
And how DD can really offer a potentially game-changing approach to just, basic trust online.
Absolutely.
So let's start with proof of personhood. When we say that, what are we actually talking about?
So at its core, proof of personhood is about verifying that a digital entity,
Right.
whether it's someone participating in a forum online
Right.
or casting a vote in an election,
Okay.
represents a unique, living, breathing human being.
Great. Okay.
It's about ensuring that there's an actual person behind that digital interaction, whatever it might be.
So why is that so crucial? I mean, it sounds kind of simple when you just say it out loud.
Right.
But I know there's a lot more to it.
Well, it's primarily about preventing what we call Sybil attacks.
Okay.
Imagine one person can create thousands, even millions of fake online identities.
Right.
They could then use these accounts to manipulate online discussions, unfairly acquire resources,
Okay.
or skew results of any kind of online polls.
Yeah.
Proof of personhood acts as a defense against this manipulation.
So it's about creating a sort of level playing field.
Exactly.
And preventing one bad actor from just gaming the entire system.
Exactly.
Where do we see this need for POP in action in the real world?
Well, consider democratic elections.
Okay.
The principle is one person, one vote.
Right.
POP mechanisms ensure that each vote comes from a unique individual,
Okay.
safeguarding the integrity of the democratic process.
Right.
Now think about fair distribution of resources online, like grants or access to exclusive services.
Okay.
Without POP, one person could claim multiple shares under different identities,
Right.
making it unfair for everyone else.
Yeah.
And then even in our daily online interactions, from social media to e-commerce platforms, POPI is essential for filtering out bots and duplicate accounts.
Right. Okay.
Which spread misinformation,
Yeah.
engage in fraud, or generally just degrade the quality of the online experience.
So it's all about maintaining fairness.
Exactly.
And preventing that manipulation across all these different online contexts.
Yes, right. Yeah.
Got it. You mentioned a diagram earlier, the Venn factory diagram from 2023.
Yes.
What can we learn from that?
It offers a helpful visual breakdown of different approaches
Okay.
and factors involved in verifying that a digital entity is a unique human being.
Okay.
It categorizes the various methods we use, from relying on social connections and reputation to analyzing physical characteristics like biometrics, and highlights the complexity in achieving reliable verification.
Okay, so it gives us a framework for how we try to establish if someone's unique or not.
Right.
All right. Let's shift gears a little bit and talk about digital identity. What does that encompass? What are we talking about there?
Digital identity is a much broader concept than just proof of personhood.
Okay.
It refers to the entire collection of digital attributes and information that define an individual in the online world, your overall digital presence.
So what kind of information are we talking about when we say digital identity?
It includes everything from your basic login credentials, like usernames and passwords, to more advanced forms of authentication like biometrics.
Right.
It also encompasses personal details.
Okay.
Like your name, email address, date of birth, and even online behavior like your transaction history or your browsing habits.
So all of this contributes to someone's overall digital identity.
Exactly.
And is used by systems online to identify you, give you access, and even tailor your experience.
That's right.
It seems like a ton of personal data being collected and stored.
It is a vast amount of data.
Yeah.
And that's a core concern with traditional digital identity systems.
Okay.
These systems often involve centralizing data, meaning large organizations hold massive databases of personal information.
Yeah.
As the IEFT identity discussed in 2023 highlighted, this creates significant risks, including data breaches, privacy violations, and lack of control for individuals over their own information.
It's like these big databases become honeypots for hackers and all sorts of bad actors.
Exactly, yeah.
So these traditional centralized systems
Right.
put a lot of power and a lot of risk in the hands of these central authorities.
Yes.
Which leads us very nicely to decentralized identity.
Yes.
Or DID.
Yeah.
How is this approach different?
DID represents a fundamental shift in how we think about digital identity.
Okay.
Instead of relying on these central entities to manage and control our information, DID aims to put the individual back in control.
Okay.
The core principle is to empower users with ownership and autonomy over their own digital identities and the data associated with them.
That sounds like a much more empowering model, at least in theory.
It is, yes.
But how does it actually work in practice?
So DID is built upon open, non-proprietary standards.
Okay.
With the World Wide Web Consortium's W3C DID specifications being the primary framework. These specifications define how decentralized identifiers are structured and how they function. Often, DID systems leverage blockchain technology to provide secure and tamper-proof infrastructure for these identifiers. This aligns strongly with the concept of self-sovereign identity, where individuals have the ultimate authority over their digital lives and how their identity information is used. And as we mentioned, ArcBlock has been a leader in integrating DID directly into their platform, making these capabilities accessible to everyday users and developers.
Okay, so we've talked about proof of personhood, which is really about proving you're a unique human. And then we talked about digital identity, which is like the broader set of your online attributes. How do those two things relate to each other? Where do they overlap and where are they different?
That's a key question to understand. There's definitely significant overlap. Both POP and digital identity are about establishing trust in digital interactions by verifying aspects of a user's identity. In different contexts, they both aim to answer the question, who is this person online?
But the focus is different.
The focus is different.
One is like, are you human?
Exactly.
And the other one is like, who are you and what are all your attributes? Your characteristics, your history.
As we discussed, proof of personhood has a specific and narrow focus, proving that a digital entity is a unique, living, breathing human being. Digital identity is much broader. It encompasses a wide range of attributes and serves a multitude of use cases.
Like logging into your email is digital identity.
Exactly.
But proving you're old enough to buy something online is proof of personhood.
That's a great example.
Because it relies on you being a unique human over a certain age.
Exactly.
So one is, are you human? And the other is, who are you and what are your characteristics?
Exactly. And this is where decentralized identity becomes powerful. DID provides a flexible and user-centric framework that supports the comprehensive management of your digital identity, all those various attributes, and also the specific need for verifiable proof of personhood. Your DID can act as the central anchor for both your general online presence and proof that you are a unique individual.
It's almost like DID bridges that gap.
Exactly.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about the advantages. Why is DID so beneficial for proof of personhood? What are the upsides for the average user?
There are several significant advantages, and they really get to the heart of what people care about online. Control and security. First and foremost is privacy and user control. With DID, individuals have ownership of their proof of personhood credentials. This drastically reduces the amount of personal data that needs to be shared to verify your humanity. Imagine being able to prove you're a unique voter without revealing your address or other sensitive information.
It's a huge shift from how things work now, where you constantly have to hand over all your info.
Yes, absolutely.
Just to confirm something basic.
Exactly,
So DED enables techniques like selective disclosure.
Yes.
This means you can prove a specific fact, like I am a unique human.
Right.
Without revealing any other sensitive details about yourself.
Right.
You're making a very targeted assertion without exposing your entire digital profile.
Right.
This is a stark contrast to centralized systems that collect and store vast amounts of data.
Right. Even when it's not necessary. For the specific verification at hand.
So it's about minimizing data exposure.
Exactly.
And putting the individual in control of what they share.
Yeah.
What else? What's another benefit?
Interoperability.
Okay.
Because DAD is based on open standards. Your proof of personhood credentials become portable and verifiable across different systems and platforms.
Okay.
Think about having a single, universally recognized proof of your humanity.
Yeah.
You could use for voting in different elections,
Okay.
participating in online communities, or accessing resources that require proof of uniqueness.
So no more creating a million different accounts and going through the same verification process over and over.
Yeah.
That would make life a lot easier. What about scalability?
Yeah.
Can these systems handle a ton of users?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Decentralized systems, by their nature, distribute the task of identity management across a network. Rather than relying on a single central authority, this avoids bottlenecks and single points of failure. That can occur in centralized systems when dealing with massive numbers of users. Scalability is critical for proof of personhood applications, especially involving global identity verification or large-scale online participation.
So the workload is spread out.
Exactly.
Makes it more resilient and able to handle tons of people.
Yeah.
Okay. And last but not least, how does DID contribute to the security proof of personhood?
This is where blockchain technology often plays a crucial role. DID solutions that are built on a blockchain, like ArcBlock, benefit from the inherent security characteristics of a distributed ledger, including its immutability and transparency. This makes proof of personhood credentials tamper-proof and resistant to fraud. Once a verifiable credential attesting to your personhood is recorded on the blockchain and linked to your DD, it becomes extremely difficult for bad actors to alter or counterfeit that information.
So it increases trust.
Yes.
Especially when it really matters.
Yeah.
Like in elections or something.
Exactly.
Okay, so DID offers some really compelling advantages for POP. Enhanced privacy, greater interoperability, improved scalability, and much stronger security. But as with any new technology, there are always challenges. What are some of the hurdles that we face in adopting DID for POP on a larger scale?
One is technical complexity. Building and deploying DD-based proof of personhood systems can involve intricate infrastructure like blockchains, sophisticated cryptographic tools, and user-friendly interfaces that abstract away this complexity. This level of technical sophistication can be a barrier to entry.
Because not everyone's a cryptography expert.
Exactly.
So how do we overcome that? How do we overcome that technical barrier?
This is where platforms like ArcBlock are making a huge contribution. Their approach is to essentially hide much of this complexity by providing developers with ready-to-use DD capabilities. They offer tools and infrastructure that simplify the process of integrating D without requiring them to become blockchain specialists.
Got it. So making it more user-friendly.
Exactly.
What other challenges do we face?
Another is overcoming adoption barriers. While interest in DD is growing, it's still a new concept for many users and organizations. Building trust in these systems and educating people about the benefits is crucial for widespread adoption. Additionally, getting existing online services and platforms to interoperate with DD standards requires time, effort, and collaboration.
It's that classic challenge with any new technology.
Exactly.
Getting everyone on board and making sure it all works together. You also mentioned the robustness of the verification methods as a challenge.
Yes.
Can you explain that a bit more?
While DD provides a secure and user-controlled framework for managing identity, the methods we use to initially verify that someone is a unique human are still critical. Whether we're relying on biometric scans, analyzing connections in social graphs, or using specialized hardware, These initial proof of personhood verification methods need to be robust and secure.
To prevent fraud and ensure accuracy. Okay.
DD can help manage and attest to the results of these verifications in a more secure and privacy-preserving way. But it doesn't inherently solve the challenges of that initial verification step.
Okay.
And this brings us to a helpful way to think about the different methods we use for that initial verification and how they balance different priorities, which is outlined in this comparison table.
Ah, yes. The comparison table of POP approaches.
Yeah.
Can you walk us through the key aspects of that?
Of course. So the table compares 3 main approaches.
Okay.
Social graph-based methods. General hardware biometrics. Like fingerprint scanners on smartphones. And specialized hardware biometric methods. And it evaluates them across 4 key criteria. Privacy, accessibility and scalability, decentralization, robustness, and security against fake people.
So what were some of the key takeaways from that comparison?
Well, social graph-based methods, while potentially highly scalable, often raise privacy concerns because they rely on your social networks, potentially revealing a lot about your relationships. General hardware biometrics are very accessible, since many people have smartphones with fingerprint readers, but can have lower security against sophisticated spoofing attempts. Specialized hardware biometrics, while potentially offering very high security, can suffer from lower accessibility because they require specific hardware. But what's interesting is that DD can help balance these trade-offs across the different methods.
How so?
For example, DD can facilitate privacy-preserving biometric verification by allowing you to prove your uniqueness without sharing the underlying data. Or it can provide a more decentralized way to manage social graph-based proofs. DD offers a flexible framework to enhance the strengths and mitigate weaknesses of all these different approaches.
So it's not replacing the verification methods. It's providing a better way to manage and use the results.
Exactly.
Got it. Now let's look at a real-world example. We've talked a lot about ArcBlock. How does their platform integrate DD?
So they've made DD a fundamental building block of their entire platform. It's not just an add-on, it's integrated at every level. From how users authenticate to how their smart contracts function. This is key for them.
So how does this translate into benefits for both developers and everyday users?
For developers, it means they have access to built-in tools and services that make it much easier to incorporate DID-based identity management into their applications. They don't have to build all the complex DD infrastructure from scratch. ArcBlock provides it as part of the platform. For users, this translates into a more seamless and secure online experience. Their digital identity is self-controlled through their DD, and they can easily manage their credentials and interact with applications within the ArcBlock ecosystem.
Using this single unified identity. You also highlighted user-centric design and scalability.
Yes.
Can you tell us more about that?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
ArcBlock has made DD accessible and easy to use for everyone. Not just technical experts. They're tools and applications. Feature intuitive interfaces for common tasks, like issuing and verifying credentials. This lowers the barrier to entry for everyone in terms of scalability. Their blockchain infrastructure is designed to support high-throughput identity applications. This is essential for large-scale use cases, like processing payments or managing online voting systems.
So it can handle a ton of users.
Yes.
What about security?
Since ArcBlock's DD solution is built on blockchain technology, it benefits from the security features, including its immutability. This means that once a credential is associated with a user's DB, it's very difficult to tamper with that information. This provides a high level of trust in the platform.
So ArcBlock is offering a comprehensive and user-friendly approach to DAD.
Yes.
How does that compare to traditional centralized identity providers, like social logins using your Google or Facebook account? And also to other platforms in the decentralized identity space?
Compared to those centralized providers, the main difference is control and risk. Centralized systems store a lot of user data in one place, making them targets for data breaches.
Right. Yeah.
And raising concerns about privacy. ArcBlock's AD solution decentralizes identity, giving users control over what they share, compared to other DoD platforms.
Yeah.
ArcBlock's strength is its comprehensive approach.
Okay.
They offer a complete blockchain platform that enables the development of decentralized applications with DoD deeply integrated.
Right.
Their focus on usability makes it more accessible for a wider range of use cases.
So to wrap up, it sounds like proof of personhood and digital identity are crucial in our digital world.
Yeah.
And DoD, as shown by platforms like ArcBlock, offers a promising way to bring those together.
Right.
In a more secure and scalable way than traditional approaches.
Absolutely.
We're seeing a shift towards empowering individuals with greater control over their digital lives.
Right.
And DD is a key technology driving that transformation. ArcBlock's work shows the potential of integrating DD to solve identity challenges. From proving you're human to managing complex digital profiles securely and privately. It's a fascinating and evolving field.
Absolutely.
If our listeners want to explore further, where should they go?
The best place to start is ArcBlock's website, https://www.arcblock.io.
Correct.
They have lots of information available.
Excellent. And for our listeners who want to go even deeper, we have a list of resources in our show notes. You can explore the official W3C Decentralized Identifier Specification, or read Christopher Allen's work on self-sovereign identity.
Right.
Microsoft's decentralized identity resources offer insights into real-world applications. And the Ethereum Name Service, or ENS, shows how human-readable decentralized identities are emerging.
Yes.
We also recommend checking out the Sovereign Foundation.
Yes.
For white papers and case studies.
Right.
And ID 2020 to see how digital identity is helping with humanitarian challenges.
Absolutely.
And for even more resources, we have some additional links. Including a beginner-friendly explanation from Evernym. Technical documentation for Hyperledger Indy. And we highly recommend searching for blog posts by Vitalik Buterin for in-depth perspectives. You can also check out Uport, now part of Certo. And the Decentralized Identity Foundation, or DIF. There's a ton of info out there to explore.
There is. And to wrap up, I want to leave you with this thought. As AI gets more and more sophisticated and integrated into our lives, what are the implications of having true self-sovereign identity? How might controlling our digital presence change our online interactions and the balance of power in the digital realm?
It's a huge question.
It is a huge question.
And it's only going to become more important
as technology
advances.